What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol FCUV for Focus Universal. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. This, of course, is a newly listed ticker on the NASDAQ, only 2 days worth of trade history, really, that it was available to the public, and this large move did happen on really good volume down below. The two things I would encourage you to watch whenever you're dealing with a situation like this is the first thing is you need to ask yourself and constantly sort of be asking this question: am I chasing prices right now? Who has the ability to essentially sell and make it out for a profit? And am I one of those people? Or am I buying the top essentially? You never want to be buying the top in a situation like this. The second thing has to relate directly to what we just discussed with volume, is if volume starts tapering off and drying up here, probably not something you want to get involved in until there's more market structure that has essentially developed to help you plan a risk-friendly trade. In terms of what we can do about this, though, going into the remainder of the week, I want to shift the focus over to the 30-minute intraday time frame. Clearly, there was some very bullish price movement here. We made a new high, essentially, and then we consolidated. We found price acceptance at and around this $20 mark into the end of the day. Now, in the aftermarket session, if we do something like this, you can clearly see that there was also a post-market move higher. So let's assume, for the sake of today's video, that we do open on a gap up. Is that ideally the best place to be longing this, knowing that anyone who essentially bought yesterday will be opening in profit? You have to think, if they're opening in profit, then what if some of them start to sell, right? And I'm a buyer up here. That's not going to bode well so well for you. So as we know, whenever we're dealing with a gap up, we essentially have to consider the fact that we could get a gap and trap or a gap and go. So let's go through those scenarios now from the daily perspective. Then we'll talk about a line in the sand that I'm seeing here on FCUV. So let's say that we open here, right? It's a very small gap, but there could be a gap fill to today's high at 24.48. Call it 24.50 if you like using nice round whole numbers. So I'll do something like that, map that out. That would look something like this. So the gap and trap is open here, failed to take out the overnight high, trade back down through the open, short back down to the high of the prior day. But of course, as this is a newly listed ticker, if we go to the trade tab, you can clearly see there are no shares to short, and there's obviously no option chain either. So you're just avoiding longs in that scenario. The flip side of the coin, of course, is that if we open here and we get the gap and go, we consolidate or maybe put in a bullish pattern up here just below 30. You're looking for the breakout up and over 30 to take us into blue sky territories. You're not looking for a short squeeze. As we just mentioned, there isn't any short shares to short in the first place. Okay, so those are the two scenarios to watch for. If we do trade back down into today's range, the number you need to watch, if we just clean this up and take a look at our Fibonacci retracements, you can clearly see where things sort of respected as a level. So if we could get the clicks, there we go, and we come on up to the high, you'll notice that the 50% was the line in the sand on this pullback here, right? So the number to watch and the number to stay above is 15. If we start trading underneath 15, I would just, advise that you wait for some more structure to build out and not get overly bullish on this just yet. Again, any consolidation here, fine. If we take out here, and again, this is all dependent on that open and potential gap fill scenario, but any consolidation in this area, fine. You're looking for that long up and over today's high. If we take out 15, though, to the downside, look at the daily time frame chart. Do you really think anything is going to support in this area around 6? Probably not, right? So just consider that if you do decide to trade this into the remainder of the week. You know my thoughts. You know my thoughts on the theory of, who can essentially sell to you if you're buying the top, right? Always consider that whenever you're dealing with a situation similar to this. So if you enjoyed the video, if you learned anything new, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.